Hey guys, my name is Drew, and I'm the president of Mind Trekkers.
Hi everybody, I'm Katie, and I'm the vice president of Mind Trekkers. And Mind Trekkers is a program based on Michigan Tech's campus up in Houghton, Michigan. And what we like to do is bring our STEM demonstrations all around the U.S. to students like you, so we can get you excited and to learn more about science, technology, engineering, and mathematics.
Yeah, so just like Katie said, we do over 200 demos here at Mind Trekkers, and today we're going to show you about 7 of them. So what we've done is we've compiled those together and we're presenting it as something we call Power of Air. So we're focusing on all of our air-based demos today, and we're going to show you a couple of principles and effects, namely the Bernoulli principle and the Magnus Effect, and we're going to try and give you guys some scope on how impressive the power of air is.
So hang around and watch us present those demos today.
Hi, I'm Zoe with the Michigan Tech Mind Trekkers, and today I'm going to show you a super cool demo called Ping Pong Cannon. So this demo works all on the principle of atmospheric pressure. All objects at all times have almost 15 pounds of pressure acting on every square inch of them, including us. We just don't feel this because we don't live inside a vacuum, and we have all these other air and pressures and forces acting upon us. But when we create a vacuum, you can really see the strength behind atmospheric pressure. So for this demo, we have a tube with a ping pong ball inside of it. And at both ends, we put tape to stop the outside air from getting inside the tube and affecting our vacuum that we're creating. On the far end, we're going to attach an aluminum can so that you can really see the effect that this ping pong ball will have on the can with atmospheric pressure. So we have a high vacuum pump on this end, and when we open the valve, it's going to suck all of the air and create all of the air out of the tube and create a low pressure zone. After all of the air is sucked out of the tube, we're going to puncture a hole on this end of the tube to create a high pressure zone. And this high pressure zone is going to have all of the air and atmospheric pressure rushing inside the tube towards the far end, the low pressure zone. And this ping pong ball will have enough force from this atmospheric pressure to pierce the aluminum can at the other end of the tube. Now let's demonstrate ping pong cannon. Three, two, one. So now we've seen what atmospheric pressure can make this little ping pong ball due to this aluminum can.
Hi everybody, I'm Katie. And I'm Maria. And today we're going to show you a trash bag vacuum. So we got our supplies here. We got a shop vac vacuum and we have a trash bag. Maria is sitting in the trash bag so we can show you guys how atmospheric pressure and pressure changes can affect how she's feeling. So what we're going to do is we are going to place this vacuum hose into the bag with Maria, and we are going to remove as much air as we can to decrease the pressure that is inside the bag. Atmospheric pressure right now is at 14.7 psi, and inside the bag the pressure is going to be closer to 12.5 psi. So if we do the math there, the pressure difference is about 2.2 psi. That is what Maria's going to start to feel when we remove the air out of the trash bag. When we start doing that as well, she's going to start to feel more and more compressed as the air is pulled out and the outside pressure wants to push in to equalize the pressure inside the bag also. So let's go ahead and get started and show you guys how this works. So Maria's going to go ahead and wrap herself up a little bit tighter in the bag. And she's going to try to make sure there are no air holes all around her, or else air is going to start leaking in and kind of ruin that pressure difference that she sees. So I'm going to hand her the hose. And remember what I said, she's going to start to feel really squeezed by the pressure difference. And what's going to happen is she's not going to be able to move. So I'm going to give her a little tap and also see what happens with that. All right, everybody ready? As you can see, she fell over when I gave her a tap, and that's because she couldn't move because of the pressure difference. And that is trash bag vacuum.
Hi, I'm Dan with the Michigan Tech Mind Trackers. Today we're going to show you our demo of Power of Air. Now this demo uses the Bernoulli Effect, which has to do with the speed of air related to the pressure. And as air moves faster, it becomes lower pressure. And things like to move from high pressure to low pressure. So when we have this on, which we'll have in just a second here, this ball will stay in this cone and it will be surrounded by fast moving air on the outside, which creates the low pressure on the inside. And the ball will try to escape. However, the pressure is going to keep on moving in the middle, and that's going to cause the ball to move slightly, but it's going to stay as we move this one around. So if we turn it on, you can see how it works. We'll wait for a second for it to charge up to get the air fast enough. And we'll put this ball in the stream and it's going to start floating. And as we move this, this ball back and forth. And the Bernoulli effect actually has enough pressure to overcome the force of gravity to some extent. And we can keep on moving this, but eventually the gravity will take over and this ball is going to fall. And we can move it back to the center and it's still going to fall. We can have another ball moving in here, and that's going to create turbulence, which is going to help the ball on top to escape more easily. So as we put the other ball in, it escapes. We have one ball, that's moving, we can move it around still just fine. We put in the second ball, all of a sudden the one on top is more likely to escape. We can also squeeze this cone, and that's going to change the speed of the air, which will allow the ball to sink slower and fall where it would normally hover. And it can expand, which will push the ball higher up in the air. And that's the power of air that we're doing.
Hi guys, I'm Drew. So what I wanted to show you here is Bernoulli's balloon. This is another demo we do as Mind Trackers. This demo is particularly interesting right now because as you just saw with Dan, we're going to be demonstrating the Bernoulli's principle. And this is a little bit more obvious, kind of easy to conceptualize way. So what I'm going to do for this demo is I have these two balloons just hanging, nothing acting on them right now, and I just have a straw. I'm going to blow in between the balloons. And when I do that, the air is going to go straight through it, and it's going to create a column. And that column of air is going to generate a low pressure zone in between the two balloons. So as we know, gas wants to travel from a high pressure zone to a low pressure zone. So when we have this low pressure zone going in between, all of the air in the high pressure zone outside is going to rush into the center. And with that, it's going to generate a force on these balloons, which is going to bring them towards each other, and they're actually going to hit. So I can show you guys right now. All right, so I'm in position now. I'm going to be blowing right in between the balloons. It's not going to touch either of the balloons, just going straight in between it. So as you can see, they were drawn together, and that's Bernoulli balloon.
Hi, it's Zoe again with the Michigan Tech Mind Trackers. This demo is called Liquid Sand. So for this demo, we have this PVC structure that we made, and along these columns here, there's tiny holes. We're going to bury this structure in the bottom of the sand, and then we're going to attach this hose, which is attached to an air compressor, and we're going to pump air throughout the structure. When the air comes through these little holes of the columns and pushes up on the sand, it's going to act in equilibrium with gravity. So as gravity is pulling down on the sand, the air is pushing up, and they're going to cancel each other out by being the same force. And this is going to cause the sand to kind of pop up and hover, kind of like water does. And when we put these balls inside the sand, you'll see with the sand pushing up and gravity pulling down that these balls will kind of act like buoys. When we push them down in the sand, they'll pop back up. Now let's demonstrate liquid sand. So when we open the valve and let the air come through the PVC structure, we'll see that some of the ping pong balls popped up through the sand, and that's because the air is pushing up and at an equilibrium with gravity pulling down on the sand. This ping pong ball did not pop up because it was outside the range of the air coming through the PVC pipe. But you can see if we push them back down, they'll pop back up again, and that's because water and air are both fluids, and they create buoyancy in similar ways. So these act similar to buoys do in water.
Hi, I'm Stan again. This time I'm with our demo of the Magnus Cannon. What this demo does is it will take this ball and we'll shoot it through this tube at a high velocity. And due to the spin on the ball and the Magnus Effect, will cause the ball to move in non-normal ways. So how this demo works, we have an air compressor off stage here, and that air compressor is connected via this hose. When we open this valve, the air will flow through and charge the system. When we close the valve, the air stays in the system and allows the device to be charged and ready to fire. When it's ready to fire, you can load it up. This is done by putting this ping pong ball into the tube. This tube will connect to the device. The other end of the tube has sandpaper in it, and when the ball presses against the sandpaper, it will create spin on the ball. Now this spin creates drag, and due to the Magnus Effect, will influence the ball's path of motion. So as we have the ball into the tube, we'll load it, and we'll make sure that this solenoid is connected to this button, and we're ready to fire.
How's it going, guys? We wanted to thank you all so much for watching our video. We sincerely hope you learned something here today, and if you're at all interested in stuff that we've been doing or what we're up to, interested in our org or just learning about STEM in general, check out our social medias. We're active on Snapchat, we're active on Facebook. They'll be linked on the video, they'll be linked in the description. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you later.